It was supposed to be a festive holiday season for the Ramsey family. JonBenét, the 6-year-old beauty pageant queen, had been practicing her Christmas decorations. Little did they know, this would be their last joyful moment together. On this fateful morning, a chilling discovery would shatter the peace of the small town of Boulder. A frantic call from John Ramsey, JonBenét's father, alerted authorities to an unthinkable tragedy in their own home. As police entered the house, they found a gruesome sight. JonBenét's body lay on the cold floor, her tiny face bruised and battered. The room was in disarray, with objects overturned and torn wrapping paper scattered everywhere. The day after Christmas, a stunned and grief-stricken John Ramsey made a public plea for help in finding JonBenét's killer. As the world watched, the Ramseys' lives were forever changed, their idyllic suburban facade shattered by an unimaginable tragedy. On December 26, 1996, Boulder Police Department's crime scene unit arrived at the Ramsey residence to process the crime scene. They collected DNA samples, fingerprints, and other evidence from the basement, where JonBenét's body was discovered. One of the most significant pieces of evidence collected from the crime scene was this Polaroid photograph. The picture showed an unknown person in the Ramseys' basement, wearing a distinctive red sweater with white stripes and a black hat. However, no one has been officially identified as the individual in the photo. The DNA evidence collected from the crime scene led to some intriguing discoveries. JonBenét's DNA was found on her own clothing, but an unknown DNA sample was discovered on her body and on various items in the basement. Despite numerous tests and matches, the source of this unknown DNA remains a mystery. On January 2, 1997, Detective Steve Thomas interviewed Patsy Ramsey about the events surrounding her daughter's murder. During the interrogation, Patsy became increasingly agitated, denying any involvement in JonBenét's death. Her behavior raised suspicions among investigators, who began to explore the possibility of an intruder with a motive for the crime. December 26, 1996. The day after Christmas. Boulder police begin their investigation into JonBenét's murder. A team of detectives, including John Eller and Bob Whitten, start processing the crime scene. They're looking for any clues that might lead them to the killer. The examination of the crime scene reveals a disturbing sequence of events. JonBenét's body was moved from the basement to the kitchen, where she was laid out on the floor. A ransom note, penned in red ink, was discovered on the stairs. The handwriting bears no resemblance to JonBenét's parents. As detectives delve deeper into the case, they begin to suspect that JonBenét's murder was not a random act of violence. They focus on the family dynamics, searching for any potential motives or conflicts within the Ramsey household. The ransom note, a key piece of evidence, is scrutinized by experts. They detect inconsistencies in the writing style, which may indicate that JonBenét's killer was trying to disguise their handwriting. This raises questions about the true identity of the perpetrator. December 26, 1996, the Ramseys' basement is transformed into a crime scene. Investigators collect DNA evidence from JonBenét's clothing and the ransom note. A peculiar smudge on the wall catches their attention, which will later be confirmed as an attempt to clean up a bloody footprint. The ransom note becomes a focal point of the investigation. Handwriting experts analyze the note and conclude it's written by an adult with some experience. However, the language used suggests a certain level of familiarity with the Ramsey family. The killer may have been someone who knew them well. JonBenét's clothing is sent to the lab, where a critical piece of evidence emerges, a semen stain on her underwear. This discovery suggests an intruder, but also raises questions about potential suspects within the Ramsey household. As investigators dig deeper, they uncover inconsistencies in the Ramseys' alibis. John and Patsy's stories raise suspicions, fueling theories of potential involvement. The once idyllic family is now at the center of a maelstrom of speculation and accusation. After nearly 3 decades, the JonBenét Ramsey case remains one of America's most infamous unsolved murders. Despite countless investigations, DNA evidence, and thousands of tips, justice has yet to be served. John Andrew Ramsey continues to advocate for his daughter, refusing to give up hope. The JonBenét Ramsey case has left an indelible mark on our collective psyche. It serves as a reminder that evil can strike at any moment, and justice can sometimes be elusive. But even without closure, we remember JonBenét's smile, her spark, and the memories of Christmas 1996 will forever be etched in our minds. As John Andrew Ramsey said, "We'll never forget. And neither will we." The screen fades to black as the words, "Case Unsolved," remain on the whiteboard, leaving a lasting memorial to JonBenét Ramsey. To this day, the case continues to captivate investigators and amateur sleuths alike. The truth, whatever it may be, remains hidden in the shadows of history.